WHAS 1119, a murder for hire plot exposed in New Albany. A man arrested.
I would have never thought it in a million years.
Tonight, we're in New Albany talking to neighbors of the tattoo shop owned by the man who is accused of hiring people to kill a man and his pregnant girlfriend. Also new tonight, are Kentucky lawmakers ready to rewind the mess at the state driver's licensing offices?
We will have either a total revamp or a lot of suggested changes.
The move to give the job back to local clerks is growing, and the Jefferson County clerk weighs in on it with WHAS 11. Plus, happening tonight, Milwaukee leaders joined the mayor at the Louisville Palace, showing how they have helped the homeless crisis in their city. Right now on the WHAS 1119. And now, brand new tonight here on the WHAS 1119, we are bringing you night number 2 of our coverage of the possibility that the painful process to get a driver's license here in the state of Kentucky could be rolled back to the way they used to do it before the state took over. Hello, everybody, and thank you very much for joining us here on the Night Team. I'm Doug Proffitt. Tonight in Louisville, Kentucky Senate President Robert Stivers telling us and speaking publicly about changing the system. And now the Jefferson County Clerk Bobby Holzclaw is voicing support to WHAS 11 for the move, the largest office in the state to speak out. WHAS 1119's Jose Alonso is following the story once again. And Jose, you've been talking to a lot of people, a lot of new information coming out on this, but there's also some confusion between what lawmakers want to do to take over this job.
Doug, that's right. We want to clarify this. We have Republican House Representative Savannah Maddox committing to drafting a new law that would switch driver licensing services back to the circuit court clerks. Republican senators are voicing support on this, but are also wanting to bring county clerks into the mix. We spoke with Louisvillians about this potential change that will be discussed in Frankfort.
Previously, when I was here, I waited 6 hours. That was a long time, so I was in my car, I was asleep. Trying to pass by time as much as I can.
Okolona resident Keenan Beasley speaking on previous trips he's made for service at the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet's driver licensing regional office at Bowman Field. But now he's noticed a difference.
Today it was good. It was like about 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
And now the biggest county clerk office in the state is supporting a move back to local offices. Bobby Holzclaw's office telling us, quote, "If provided with everything she would need to operate effectively and efficiently, she would be open to the clerk's office taking over driver's licensing." For folks like Savannah Rodriguez, improvements are needed even after her recent visit.
It took me like 20 minutes this time, but the last time I came here, it was like a 4, almost 5-hour wait. The line was going out the door, down the street.
These Louisvillians say they work around their schedules just in case they have to wait.
Plan your whole day out, basically. Before you get over here, you have to literally plan your whole day out.
The issue is on the mind of House and Senate Republicans, soon heading back to Frankfort.
I don't want to say that we have a solution, but it is a topic of discussion that I think by the time we will get to the session, we will have either a total revamp or a lot of suggested changes.
Those changes include flipping the system back from KYTC to circuit court clerks, or even possibly county clerks.
These are all types of ideas that are floating around right now, but you have to sit there, and ideas and practical applications sometimes differ. So we're going through that and trying to get into discussions with everybody involved.
Some Louisvillians seem to be on board.
And I would do the county clerks because we have to go there to renew our tags, pay everything. It'd be a lot more convenient.
They don't have to do everything, you know what I'm saying, at the county clerk offices, but at least at the renewals, I think that's beneficial.
KYTC supplied us with wait time data, saying on average, wait times for all services have gone from 49 minutes in April to 25 in August. Appointment holders waited on average 25 minutes in April and 15 last month. But as you just heard, several Louisvillians, they want more convenience when it comes to these services. With photojournalist Aspen Hester reporting live in studio, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
We are hearing from them loud and clear. Thank you, Jose, very much. I know you'll stay on top of this important story. Also, right now, tonight on the Night Team, we are bringing you more details after the stunning arrest in New Albany this week. Police uncovering an alleged murder-for-hire plot. A man and his pregnant girlfriend, the targets. WHAS 11 Night Team's Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Levi Hammer are in New Albany, learning more from shocked neighbors tonight about the man charged in the plot Henry Bachman.
Very surprised.
Seemed like a really nice guy.
North Star Tattoo on Vincennes Street in New Albany closed on a Thursday afternoon. Its owner, 31-year-old Henry Bachman, now charged in connection to a murder-for-hire plot.
He would always walk by and go to the little store and get drinks and stuff and wave and come in and just talk and stuff and, you know, see what's going on or whatever.
Floyd Friel's shop is only separated from Bachman's business by a home. And Wednesday morning,
Heard a banging sound and I was like, what in the world?
the tattoo shop was raided.
There's like 10 cars, unmarked cars. Dude stand there with a gun, another guy with a battering ram, a bunch of guys in suits and ties, people with cameras and rubber gloves on.
All while the childcare next door was preparing lunch.
And I kind of opened the window and was like, hey, is it okay for my kids to be here? And they're like, oh yeah, we're fine, we're just bagging stuff right now.
Court documents show Henry Bachman's charges are related to a shooting that happened here at the underground station on Bank Street in May. A mother was shot in the foot that day while inside of Bohemian Barber's barbershop. According to the probable cause affidavit, the intended victim is a man who was a former outlaw motorcycle gang member. He told police that he believed he was the target of a potential hit. Quote, there was only one person who would do this, and that, quote, he would pay to shoot him. He then gave officers the name of Bachman's tattoo shop. Police investigation shows the man and his pregnant girlfriend were targets because he was in bad standing with a Louisville motorcycle gang. Bachman's other business, Cloverleaf Bar and Grill, was also raided Wednesday.
In New Albany, you believe nothing that you hear and this much of what you see.
Neighbor George Schutz stands beside his friend, who he says has been nothing but good to the community.
You know, it hurts my feelings. Because like I said, I have mad respect for both of them. I really do.
Schutz says Bachman's wife was at the Bar and Grill Thursday and seen crying. When I asked her for an interview, I was told not today. In New Albany, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 1119 on your side.
2 other men have been arrested in connection to the alleged murder plot. Joseph Flesia and Aaron Brown. After searching Bachman's cell phone, investigators found multiple calls between him and Flesia.
I kept hearing somebody say, help me, help me, help me from the 2nd floor. So after the smoke was so much smoke, finally she like jumped out of the window from the 2nd floor.
Now, that clip right there from Old Louisville, an Old Louisville resident from our coverage of this 2015 deadly house fire in July 10 years ago. You're watching again our coverage from 10 years ago. Now today, after 10 years of searching, Louisville fire investigators have identified their suspect. He's a man identified as Michael Robertson, but Robertson died 2 years ago in 2023 and will never be charged in this case. The fire took the lives of 3 people. Several others were trapped inside. Some people started jumping from the upper floors that day. In 2015, Louisville Fire Department responded to the 3-story house on South 2nd Street in Old Louisville. The fire happened just before 8 in the morning on July 2nd. A firefighter was trapped due to a stairwell collapsing but survived. 2 people who jumped from the residence were severely hurt. Officials determined the cause to be a fire that was intentionally set. A suspect was identified from video surveillance, but there was no luck ever locating him after all of these years. But investigators never gave up on the case. In October of 2022, a witness came forward with information on the man. And today, the suspect was finally identified for the first time. If he had lived, Louisville Fire Department says Robertson would have been charged with arson and murder.
I heard them yelling, get out, get out. I jumped up, I got my wife, I got my grandson, I got my dog. That's all I know.
I was just amazed. I live in one of these houses, and it went from nothing to fully engulfed in probably about a half hour, if that.
Once again, you're watching video from 10 years ago, our coverage on the scene. Now, today in a statement, the Louisville Fire Department says, quote, while Robertson never had to face and take responsibility for his actions on that fateful date, it is the sincere hope of the Arson Bureau and the ATF that this announcement and the result of the investigation will provide some form of closure to the victims who still survive and to the family of those who perished as a result of the fire. End quote tonight. Right now, new tonight on the night team, a man is dead after being thrown off a bicycle. It happened last Friday, August 29th at about 11:30 at night on South Hurstbourne Parkway. Officers say the man was hit from behind by another vehicle traveling in the same direction. This caused him to be thrown off the bike and then dragged by the same vehicle. The driver did not stop for the crash. Another vehicle traveling in the same direction hit the man as well. This driver stopped and called for assistance. The man was taken to the hospital with severe injuries. Today, officials announced that man had died. The investigation is ongoing. Anyone who can help investigators, call the anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD. New tonight, a major layoff announced today by KET in Lexington. Kentucky Educational Television saying federal funding cuts to public broadcasting by the Trump administration are forcing them to cut a number of jobs. KET says it's trimming 22% of its workforce and eliminating 36 jobs at the statewide network. They cite the recent cuts to public broadcasting on the federal level. Earlier this year, KET stopped filling open positions. No word on how this will impact their unique Kentucky programming, including a new location for its Louisville studio and staff on the Belvedere.
The actions of Secretary Kennedy put us in danger. And listen, anybody who has to fire every single expert that's supposed to advise on something to get their way doesn't have a very good way.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear today speaking, calling Secretary RFK Jr. unfit to lead the health department. The governor responding to the fiery showdown on Capitol Hill as it was underway. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. defending his decision to fire the CDC director and also facing tough questions over his vaccine skepticism. He's now facing calls to resign, but President Donald Trump came out today backing him, saying, quote, "I like that he's different." Right here next, all new on the night team, a screening of Beyond the Bridge, a documentary, a solution to homelessness at the Louisville Palace. The mayor is there watching how Milwaukee drastically reduced homelessness and how city officials are following suit. Coming your way next. But first, 50 years ago today, the first day of school under a new federal court order for Louisville. JCPS ordered to integrate the schools and bus children across the county. Coming up next.
And after a rainy start to the day, it was a very nice afternoon with cooler temperatures in the 70s. We do have the chance for some strong storms by Friday evening into Friday night. I'll be breaking down the timing and the threats coming up in our extended forecast. Today's Kentucky Lottery jackpots, Mega Millions $336 million, Powerball up to $1.7 billion.